basically claimed all of America.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I did.
yes,
I did that in 1998.
yes. So you,
So we're up. We're
yeah,
all settled here. Ready to go.
yes, you're ready to go. You're basically ready to go. All you needed was the jurisdiction to do it. The jurisdiction of the king to do
I
it.
already did.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So
you,
I go to courts. I go to courts. They can't beat me. I
yes,
told them to cease and desist
yes,
from committing the crime of high treason. You have no business. And I commanded them. You are a corporation.
yes,
You
yes,
have no business here.
yes. So this,
What's that?
the trick is to get them off the land, and that's the hardest part to do. That's what I'm facing right now. I'm facing getting them off the land and to build them at the same time as they go out the gate off the land. So you have to build them at the same time, because this is the king's flag that can do that. That's what they're doing with this flag. They're doing this, the Rothschilds are using this flag, the Queen is using this flag, the banks are using this flag, because it gives them the right, because our Prime Minister lets them do it. Okay?
Yeah.
And so we have to capture everything back with it. So all I'm saying, yeah, all I'm saying is to play their game, you had to take your native hat off and put a corporate hat on to do it with their corporate law, because it's their law and their paper it's written on. So what I've done here is made a paper with all their stuff on it, with our native on it. Right? Because we have a legal right as partner, second partner to first partner, and everyone else is third party in a commercial contract. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how contracts work in Admiralty, is that no one can inquire into your business between you and the king, not the Queen, you and the king. The Queen on your side will fall into that recovery process by her uncle, King William IV, as being created what she made in wealth. Okay? And that's done in their courts. We walk into their court on your land and seize it. Yeah, that's what I did with the marae in Waitangi, is that the Crown owns the marae with all my own carvings in there, my own memorials locked up in the marae. I said to our chief, King Taurua, if you want your land back, you have to capture that court on the other side, that marae, and that ship of Admiralty sitting next to it. You won't find another country with a ship mast with its flags flying, our flag beside it, on opposite side. This flag is flying opposite the British flag. That just shows you it's a partnership still. And they're openly displaying it, only on days that suits them. Right? Every other day it's not up. It doesn't have jurisdiction. Only the one at the top. Okay? Which is only a boat flag, Union Jack flag 200 miles out, driven on the land and so forth. But for you, you'd have to get used to being corporate on one hand and talk corporate to them with a document with your seals on it. Okay, you have to convert their document to look like it belongs to you, and that's getting the jurisdiction or the consent from these chiefs here behind me now to use that flag for you. Otherwise, we are there with you. I come there. And once I recover one land block, we have funding to fund your lot, to get you going. But you've got your own funding from what you recover with the same process. Okay? So there was no need. We'll fund things to get things going once I get the bank going, because we got a bank set up for England. We've got a registered company in England, so you must have a registered company in the system to make it work, to take the money out of their system back into your corporate system in their court. So there should be, there always should be a native standing in the court with their side, with their crown, they took that away from us. We used to have, in that period from 1834 to 1840, there was a native standing on the other side of the judge, two judges, one native, one British or colonial judge, okay? So you are supposed to have a judge in those courts. Now, all you do is to occupy or make what we're going to do is to take the court on the off days, pull the Queen down and put the King up. That's the only way to do it. Put the King up for the meantime until such time it's always going to be monarch, Britain monarch, to rule and reign over the lands they conquered. Okay? So that's how it's done. And so you put yourself as a land commissioner, okay, native land commissioner. That's the title, and necessarily a sheriff. The sheriff is the registrar that puts the names on the court on your day of court. You put the name one by one. Take out one of the big companies with their name on the board, one name on the court day, and a native grand jury court is all over within 20 minutes, flat. If it's guilty until proven innocent. So before all your homework is done before you go to court, that's sending notice out, 21-day notice of intent to charge them. And I use photos. I use their photos in my documents. I use photos to put their photo right there. But you can fashion your own writ warrant, how you want to for Canada, and just follow what we do with ours. That's only come out of my mechanic's head. How I've done that. I've been in real estate before, and banking, banking. So I got a fair idea how to. So what we're doing here, so you know, is we're switching the freehold titles, the crown titles back into the native custom title. Okay, I'm doing that process right now and reversing into the original deed before it got seized. Okay. And so now we're white. We're not dark skin anymore. We're mixed blood. So we're more or less acting on both sides of Crown corporations and our native. So today's children are not too bothered about the old style of politics, and that they just want to get on with it. And the more they try to do things, they get billed to hell in universities and whatnot, and hence protests. It's because the system has got them too. In the mobile phones and all that industry, they've wrapped them up and got control of their heads and their brains. So all we do is knock it on the head. If you keep to the base plan that we have, like I've just explained it, then it's easy for me to talk to one person, you, instead of a crowd. I prefer to talk in hours like now, in the morning. I usually up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, carrying on with things by myself. One day I'll get a wife, but I'm not in a hurry yet. But most of my time is 100% on this native title, and foreshore seabed and the international waters. Those come into it too. I'm covering that to put the big tidal turbines in the water that I've designed on a bridge platform, big megawatts, ready to go at any stage. So those will be dumped anywhere in the world, and it won't be much to talk to you about that. So that's hydraulic sea power right in the middle of the ocean. That's our economy. That will set us right off with the liquid hydrogen, jet fuel, and rocket metal hydrogen. I've done all that as well in all my research for the years as an engineer. So that comes into the native patents. Write that word, patents. We have our own patents under the MOAI Crown, and the MOAI Crown is sitting in London, in the Queen Elizabeth Great Court in London. That's the crown. That they took the crown off its head, and they're going around as if they're native to us, mirror imaging us from memorials that they've picked up and put into the museums. So all those museums have captured all the memorials, which is the land titles, and put their church or their what do you call it, obelisks up. They've captured this, the Africans' obelisks, and that's standing in New York and London, France, and those big obelisks, they pinched those as well. And those are memorial titles to the land, and every other thing in the museum. So you can recover all got value. We put a value on everything that they've wrecked, the environment, wrecked with the oil, and this is what the hydrogen sea power is, to replace that oil slick and get rid of it. Okay. Once I'll run over the tidal energy plans with you one day to install. They don't take much to put in the sea. They're big giant pipe, 4 meter diameter pipes in the middle, and 8 2.5 meter pipes around the outside, 25 meter diameter, and the airport sits on top of that. Okay, so it's got 4-story or 3-story buildings for processing and out there, and we fly on hydrogen. Okay, so that's all ready to go. That's on my Facebook as well. I've got all the pictures of it and all that on our own land blocks, our own native land blocks here. We're about to do that. Once we get one land block, that's it. We're off. We have to just be prepared for a bit of a fight, but however the documents suggest otherwise. Without a fight, not a gun fired shot, not a shot fired, and that's the way I see it as being tackling the beast, is with the pen and the paper. But their documents, the only thing they've got is instruments, legal instruments, stacked on top of the land. The land still belongs to you, but they have a right, they say, to use it, or you lose it, and they've converted one thing to another to end up with a title of some sorts. And this flag kills the lot of them. It will seize the whole lot, because that's what it is. It's a declaration of war flag. It's a declaration, in this sense, in our sense, it's a financial martial law, part of the law. A financial, financial. We're using the declaration of war. That's what the 1834 flag was used to conquer all the countries with that flag. That's what the king used. He used that to conquer all the world with that flag. They tucked it away and put it in the cabinet. That's why they have a cabinet, because that's run by British. That's a British government in a foreign country, the cabinet. Okay. And federal at that. The federal state belongs to the Queen, and the Commonwealth government belongs to the corporate giants, conglomerate of countries, and the state government belongs to the normal country itself. So you've got those three governments running. The federal state government is what we are. The MOAI CROWN federal state government of Canada is a federal state government. So you need a president of your own. You make yourself a president or someone in the native as a president, and use that flag as a federal state government of Canada. That's it. President. Yeah, president. It has to be a president, not a prime minister. Presidents are run in federal state government. They can they can do anything they like to you. They can seize other governments.
I got a question. The issue of federal government, we need a president. That's a corporation, right?
Yep, it's a corporation.
So, where I stand, I enforce exact law. We can change them, but because our law comes from the
Yeah.
lost up there.
Same here.
That's why everything I do, my DNA is with nature.
Yeah, that's right.
That's my law. So I'm stuck there
Yeah.
because I have to do everything with the law.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's
He didn't give me paper.
yeah.
He didn't give me paper.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't give me money. So
Yeah.
I need somebody like you.
Yeah. I will come there and do it.
If I give you consent,
Yeah, to come there.
she's everything for
Yeah,
our
yeah.
behalf.
That's the right way to do it. That
That's
is the right.
exact way I know it.
Yeah, I have to come there.
I can't
I'm
deal with paper. I wipe out my land rights under First World Law.
yeah,
First World Law comes from the
yeah.
Creator.
That's the same with MOAI. That's what MOAI is. He's that
I
law.
can't be both.
Yeah,
I can't be both.
yeah.
President and
I in that case, I have to come there and do it.
yes.
I have to come there and do it because what Queen Victoria did is commercialised my memorial MOAI. She commercialised it and made money out of it. So that's why I'm going as a commercial side of the MOAI to undo it and put it back where it was in the first place. So that's a job. The King's job is for me to do. They're calling me King John here now, and King John in England.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that reason.
Sit down.
Eh?
We need to sit down.
Yeah, we need to sit down in person.
I'll explain it to you where we are.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. We'll go along with that because I was going to do that anyway. I have to go to other countries and do the same thing, but I'm going to get one land block and that'll finance the whole deal. That will finance the whole deal with one land block. It's just which one am I going to take first? The big Cook Street one, the 2.5 billion, or the one on my own native land, which has no collateral, except one where the motel is on Lawton Point. That's got collateral in it. But I'm only just using something like Cook Street has got tenants in there to pay the overdraft of a $10 million overdraft, and I don't want to get loans because we don't have loans and anything like that, but we do need money. That's why I'm using the pound note. They can't stop me using the pound note because we have the license to use it. And our chief from Waikato got the pound note from the King. Okay, so that's where we in 1888 we were given the pound note for our chiefs. 1888, that's much later, to help us with our funding. But then the Bank of New Zealand came and brought a printer and started printing notes, and then that's where that ended up. But no, you're right. I need to come there. I'll make headway into that from what we do here. And
you see that?
Yeah.
The Queen's picture.
Yeah. That's your latest. That's your latest.
We always had this.
Yeah.
This is a robbery, fraud.
Yeah. That's right.
A lie.
Yeah. So the pound note we have is not a promissory note. It is a levy debtor note. It's to capture the debtors, right?
Yeah.
It's
God.
that's opposite to that. You can put that in the water and it won't go away. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, John.
Eh?
Spirit and intent of my treaty. The Great Spirit didn't give me paper.
Ah, right.
The Great Spirit didn't give me money.
Right.
I
That's
need that pound note to go forward.
yes. So that's what I'm saying. In the physical thing of the nature, people have wrecked your land and wrecked everybody else's land with their laws.
Yeah.
With their laws,
Yeah,
they have no laws of no law.
yeah.
And so what I do is I just make their law pay, take everything back to what it was for the people, not for the few elite rich. and it's very easy process. If I get past one, the whole lot is subject to the native title here. It's been very carefully hidden so that my people would not see it, and it's in broad daylight robbery in front of them, and they've just suddenly woken up. They've woken up the fact that they've been used all this time, and that flag they've always carried that flag out in the open, and they were waving it for the elite, right? That's all they did, and
Same thing here.
yeah, same there.
This happened 1951.
Right.
What they did in 1951, we were in control.
Yes.
Then they were basically like this.
Yes. Yes.
We were in control, and anybody born after 1951 becomes Indian Act. Indian Act subjugated like this.
Yes. Yes.
1951.
Yes.
That's when all the hope started. And today we have Indian organizations funded by Indian Act.
Yes. X. The more X and X stacked up on top of X. And
Yes,
statute law was only a man changing the law to suit themselves. They still used.
John, it was my people that hung themselves.
Yes. Yes. That's
It was my people, not
yeah.
the government. It's my people. That
yeah.
did
Same
that.
here. Same here.
Yeah.
They saw the money, and that what did the trick for the crown.
What happened in 1951? There was a lot of Indian people, my people, they had no treaty.
Yes.
King George VI lied to everybody.
Yes.
John Mackenzie King.
Yes.
They went to King George and endorsed it. What happened was these people, they got no treaty, nothing.
Yes.
So King George endorsed what Mackenzie King wanted was there's a lot of people back home, they got no treaty, no place to live. And what they said, what Queen Victoria did to these people, what Queen Victoria promised to these people under this treaty, we're going to do the same thing for these people. So what happened there, lots of these non-treaty Indians, they got no land, nothing. They grabbed the Indian Act in 1951.
Yes.
So this treaty was thrown away, and Indian Act was formed.
Yes. I can relate to that because they.
My people did that.
What's that?
My people did that.
Yeah.
Landless squatters people. They wanted to be. They were lied to. They were told that you'll become treaty under this.
Yes.
But Indian Act was the one that was talking for them.
Yes. So.
They become chiefs. That's why we have reserves. That's why we have elected chiefs today. It's all Indian Act.
Yes. So.
You have to understand this.
Yeah, I know that even our treaty is a fraud. The treaty wasn't worth the paper it's written on here. The 1840 treaty was a fraud. It was a contract with no end date. The contract had no end date. Yeah, what's that one? Treaty.
Treaty with Queen Victoria.
I see, yeah.
Promises.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
Nothing was signed.
Oh.
Nothing was signed. This agreement over here,
Yeah.
the government, Queen Victoria, the government subjugated my treaty, and this is what.
Oh, they used
this one.
Yeah, usurped your treaty, your genealogy.
Yes.
For their title.
They subjugated everything. Usurped everything.
Yeah, usurped everything for their title on the native land and used native acts. Yes.
We only lend them 6 inches, nothing underneath.
Yes.
But they usurped this one and used my people to steal everything on this land.
Yeah, I can.
My people are stealing everything.
Yeah, I can see that because it was worth money to an individual to go on his own. They split you up like rabbits. They split everybody up like chickens, and then they singled them out. and then captured one at a time and then made them sign, rather than you and your band and us in our tribes. They split us and our land blocks into smaller blocks.
From this treaty, nothing was ever signed. There's no such thing as land surrender, nothing.
Yes.
When this treaty was done, there was no reserves.
Right.
There was nothing.
Right.
The agreement was you can only use this much.
Yes.
6 inches, that's all.
Yes.
But they changed that around and they twisted everything.
Yeah.
They used my people to steal everything.
Yeah, so everything to the Crown Corporation was worth money to them. And they say, we create jobs for you, so you'll get a little bit from what they make out of the land.
That's the picture, yeah. That's the picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is no different here. No different here. We're smaller. We're a smaller country, and easily managed with a small population. And most of the population, we're outnumbered. We're outnumbered, and more than likely you're outnumbered in your country as well.
Oh, outnumbered,
yeah. Outnumbered. That's
Everything that happened here come from the States.
Yeah, United States.
The Bureau of Indian and all that, Indian Act, Canada just signed the same thing over here.
Yeah, so the Queen owns America, okay? The Queen owns America, and so she uses a federal law to make law on any other country. If they don't listen, they just shoot them up, all right? They'll create a war situation in a little place, and then they'll extend that war precedent to all the rest of the country. And that's what this flag does. She's using this flag to conquer any territory that puts up a fight against their military. So that's I can see your dilemma now is no different to our dilemma here, and my people still selling land, and they don't care about anything, although they keep their tradition. Our people are being taught our language by the colonial system of how to have schools run in their curriculum, and they shut down our little schools in the low areas of where our population are usually on the coastlines, and they shut the schools down so they have to travel further or shift. They want them to shift off the land so they swoop in and pick up the land dormant, left with nobody on it. They just put an act through the council, the borough council again, for collecting money, and away they go, and next minute they've got it. They would say, you owe rates. If you ask them where they get that from, I always ask the question, where do you get your authority from to charge rates? They'll always end up on this King William III and King William IV. Yeah. So what have you got there?
Oh, this is my sweet grass.
Oh, okay.
And this is my toy pipe I use.
Oh, I see. Oh, it looks dangerous.
To demonstrate.
Oh, okay.
I can fit with this one too. This is a toy.
Oh, I see. Oh, the real one's in the bag.
I was going to show you something. I don't know if you can read this. I used this one little piece I found. Did you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Top underlined.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
It states there, the agreement that was made, what I have to offer you does not take away your living. You will have it then as you have it now. And now what I have to offer now is put on top of what you had. What I had was the Great Spirit's law.
Yes.
What I had is on everything, sovereignty.
Yes.
That Queen Victoria Treaty was the one they talk about, put on top of everything.
Yeah, put on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, it's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper, yeah.
It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's like the treaty promises.
Yeah.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
But one thing, John, a pipe was used by my ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
A pipe was used.
Mm-hmm.
that fight and those promises become with nature.
Yes, yes.
That's why that Queen Victoria Trust Fund will never be broken.
Yes, yes.
All we have to do is claim it and use the right people.
Yes.
Because, John,
Yes.
you are in the prophecy.
Yes. Certainly looks that way.
I won't tell you that today.
No, another day.
Later.
When I get there.
When you get here.
Yeah, when I get there.
I was told about you.
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago.
Right. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. So yeah, it's looking that way. It's looking that way.
First law of the land.
Yeah.
Without my law, there would be no earth.
Yeah.
First creation.
Yeah. That's in stone. That's engraved in the stone. Yeah.
My DNA is nature.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything nature.
Yeah.
The sun, the wind. That's why earth, everything. That's my DNA.
Yeah. So that's similar to us, and
Supposed to be, yeah.
yeah. We're supposed to bring the moai from Easter Island back to New Zealand, but they made it easier by carving wood. And they carve wood, but it gets burnt. The British came here and burnt them, burnt our moais and carvings, which was the memorials, and so they had to carve some new ones, but it didn't look like the old ones. They buried them in the mud.
Yeah.
They buried them in the mud.
I was going to show you my drum.
Hey?
I was going to show you my drum.
Oh, I see. Well, that's sends the signals for miles.
Yeah.
That's
my songs. I was going to sing you a song.
Oh, okay. That'll be nice.
You want to listen?
Yeah, I'll listen.
My drum is upstairs, but I'll just use...
Quietly, okay.
I'll sing you one song.
Okay, good.
It's the sun song.
Sun, okay.
You sing that 4 times.
Oh, I see. I see.
Lots of songs.
Yeah, that's something. But you got your little drum there. But when you get the big drum going and the smoke going, that puts the rest of the song together, eh?
I got lots of songs. I showed me one.
Oh, show me one.
I can sing different songs all day.
For different things, for different reasons.
Different songs, yes, all directions.
Yeah, yeah. Great, that's good. Yeah,
Everything.
yeah. No.
You have to come to my Sundance lots maybe this summer if you can make it.
Oh, we'll see. If I get my planning right, then I'm supposed to go to England and put the flag up there. After we got one piece of land, they're waiting for me to go to England to put it up in King William's Yard and open the first court in Plymouth. There and put the flag up there, and before open the grand jury court in Plymouth, in the county court where the sheriff is, before it goes to Westminster, because the overriding title will be there for the native, right, for the native, and then go to Westminster, because I won't go straight to Westminster, because that's going right into the frying pan, right? We're going to start back where King William's Yard is, on his estate land in Plymouth. We got Plymouth here in New Zealand, New Plymouth, and Devonport here in New Zealand. The names are here from there, and we just re-established that and raised the flag. At the moment, they know that the flag is doing its ritual in reverse, right? In reverse. So. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I appreciate you telling me some of your history, because I'm intrigued by it.
Don't go to powwows. That's not ours.
What's that?
Powwow. They got powwows.
Oh yeah, powwows. Oh, they're not true. They're not true.
No, they're not ours.
Oh, they're not yours.
No, not mine. No.
Oh, they're made up ones from others.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah.
It's the same here with Maori. They
Yeah.
practice with their other counterparts, their families, the Scottish families, the Irish families, and then they stick together like glue. And I'm a standalone, pulling them over this way.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I wanted to say to you was, with the tidal energy, with the tidal turbine project, it's going to, it's got shareholding right through the world to get the numbers. Okay, that's all, its whole idea was to claim the water as a resource, a natural resource, that they're wrecking the water. And that's the essence of life, but we're using its hydraulic energy, or the energy in the water, to finance us from natural means, and to gather the people around the world to own what we recover from the levy debtors. That was the whole idea of, we have one of a trillion shares here in New Zealand as a parent company, and 1 billion shares in each country. So we use one country, billion shareholders, to go in the other 250 countries we have on our website, moaipowerhouse.com. I don't know whether you've been there or not. MOAI powerhouse.com. You'll see the share system set up for the whole world, 250 countries with this flag, and Canada being one. I've got the flags there, so we go through the governments to get consent for now in the corporate system until it comes back to you. On this side, I'm pulling the native back out of them to self-manage, self-govern, and to use our own money system. We're just going to use the pound note because it's not one of those dreaded money systems. Okay, we got no share on the market. We're not on the open market. We are a private organisation under the Admiralty. We have our own closed house share system. So no one will leave. If anyone leaves, it goes back into the setup of these countries. And the more native, the better chance of getting control of the whole country.
I got lots of followers, John.
Yeah, see there,
Lots of followers.
yeah. So they will warm to this idea of the tidal turbines, and will use your own people to build it, and your own materials to build it. If they have the experience, they then become members. The big companies become members. What I'm doing at the moment, I've revised the share system to be £50 to join, and that's a one-off. That's it. They would not need to put any more in again. It's their mobile phone that's on Tag Pay. It's a mobile system from where's that? Anyway, France. It's fail-proof, and I've got to hook it up yet. I had it running in 2012, but with the mobile system, the shares get paid out straight off week by week, and under the British system. I'm staying British. The enemy you know, then the enemy you don't. So I'm staying there to keep that monarch intact before Brexit, before the EU Parliament is trying to destroy everything British, and we're there to save them from collapse. That's the way it's looking with Brexit's trying to hold on to power while the EU Parliament is just a floating ship. And they're falling apart with Donald Trump smashing that, but he's one of them as well. He's an elite as well. So don't ever trust him thinking he's a good guy. He's one of them. He's one of them. As much as yeah, don't trust anyone that's working for that system. We'll only run under popularity of people who like what we do. Yeah. I have a big
See,
following. Eh?
I claim this land,
Yeah.
and we are citizen members of the Squatchquack Indian tribe.
Yes, that's
We're
yeah. I knew a fellow there, Martin Berger. He's a Canadian, but he ripped off your people because he started with me with the tidal turbines here in New Zealand, and I did all the planning for him here, and then he scooted off with it. But it was his plan of a bridge turbines. That's the Blue Energy Canada. I was heavily involved with him and a few people from Canada, and some of your tribe as well. He was one of them in your tribe that was creaming off all the money from his dud project. And that's what that was right back in 2000, way back then. 2004, the Foreshore Seabed Act here affected the whole world. The Foreshore Seabed Act 2004 in New Zealand was put right across your whole countries in the world from that act, and that what set off that seabed thing. So that's what I want to say with the tidal turbine. I started the planning off with Martin Berger, and he'll be a filthy rich guy now, but living in a hut in the hills there. I forgot what's the name of the place, but I spent a lot of time with him over 2 years planning with our government here, and I didn't quite have my people's backing then, but now I've got you there. I'll soon put that one right with the tidal turbines that he put together. Was a dud. It was made to make money out of, but not work. It would not function clearly as much as what he expected it to. And so there's been a few tidal projects happening at the moment in Scotland. I wanted to take this one up to Scotland. The one I'm doing is big paddles and making hydraulic power, and then that splits that compresses the splits the water and then compresses it with the sea power. So out of one bridge that's 200 meters long with 3 of those big piles and a set of 3 blades on each, that's 9 blades altogether on 200 meters by 50 meters wide, you get 4,500 megawatts of power. That just to give you an idea of power. So it will give 2,200, around about that, 2,200 of liquid hydrogen, jet fuel, to power everything. So that's that idea. That's that idea of shares that will appeal to a lot of people. Are waiting to buy shares, and I said, no, hold it. Wait till I get the seabed and the title of the land sorted. Then we'll kick that in. So just to give you an idea that our economy will start on that basis. That's to get membership, yeah.
Are you aware of the introduction of the Foundation of International Law, the 6 Aboriginal treaties that laid out the Foundation of International Law?
I might have come across it, but no, not really.
Are you aware of Palladium of Troy Treaty?
Something like that.
Treaty?
I have to go back.
Treaty?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and we have 3 over here. There's Kings of Authority, and the Peace Pipe Treaty, that's us, and the Wampum Belt, two-row Wampum Belt.
Okay.
These are 6 Aboriginal treaties.
Yes.
From time immemorial, from time creation.
Yes.
They still part of it.
Yes.
We have that Peace Pipe Treaty.
Yes. So those will fall into your court for the grand jury to try anybody breaking those laws. That's what the grand jury is for. Native court grand jury is for that reason.
That's what I use.
Yeah. So those laws are the law of the land that will come into that court when I come to set up the court. Then that will go into the court, and
That's what I use.
Yeah, it needs to get the British out of the British aside, and you to express your own law on the land, because they've got theirs over the land.
Yeah.
Because their people are there. That's why. They had laws for they had laws for their unruly people. That's what their laws are supposed to be for. Then they ended up putting it over you and I.
They're nothing but lies.
Yeah, so
Nothing but lies.
that's what they put the pirates there to fuse themselves into you.
Yeah. They try with me, but they can't do it.
No.
No. Back in '98, John. Back in '98, I claimed this land under the Old People's Law, the Squaxqueak Indian tribe.
Yes.
And I had submitted all my documents with all the embassies of the world.
Yes.
Tell them who we are.
That's a big job.
I did that.
That's a big job to go around the whole world and do that.
Yeah, we got embassies in Ottawa here. That's the ones.
Yeah.
Command and dumps that circulate.
Yeah.
All over the world. I got those documents in.
Yeah. So
We're ready.
so if you've got them in the embassies, that's better than in the United Nations. Is the most corrupt place out. I wouldn't even go near it. I wouldn't go near it. I wouldn't even go near EU Parliament because wherever the Queen is, it's corrupted. Wherever she's got her head poking around the place and her seals is corrupted.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that Queen.
I know that.
Queen Victoria was all right, but it was who took over from her and subjected her to the bank, the Rothschilds, Morgans and all those people, put her under a lot of strain, and only being a figurehead at that. But the Queen has done more damage since Obama got in, more damage than anything, because she just wants to take everything in sight at all costs, because she's a private woman now. She has her own private corporations operating. She's got big windmills. She bought the first big wind generator in Europe. She bought the first one, and now she's got her own companies running. She's got a company called Queen Elizabeth II. That she mortgaged Britain again to the Vatican. She mortgaged Britain again, so they got a double mortgage over Britain. That's why they're in real debt they can't get out of. And so that was the latest one. After the Lisbon Treaty was signed, and in 2009, when she got freed from Westminster, that's when her private business started. She got the windmill then. In 2009, she bought the first wind generator to make extra money for herself, and opened the Buckingham Palace, all the rest, for tourism to come in for her little money nest egg. And now all the companies, she get a royalty of all the companies that are corporate as well, on top of that, as well as a fee from the Westminster for being a queen. And she's not there. She's still getting paid when she's not there. That's what I said to the judge in the court. Oh, you got no queen, and you got no jurisdictions, you got no admiralty of your own. And so that's what did the trick when I first came out of prison without a lawyer. I said I didn't want a lawyer. I'll stand myself. And that's what I was found innocent, because the judge said, well, he can't find any fault with what I wrote or scribbled on the back of a piece of paper, and handed it to him in the court. See? And then the police jumps on their feet. As soon as they jumped on their feet, they made a third party come into a contract that the judge got rid of. And then the police opened it up, and then I went them with a barrister, and they lost. You see? And they lost because the judge said, well, I wasn't there. It was the other people that I'd contracted, the UN Federal State Marshals, these Maori guys, dressed up as they're still there. They came under the Hawaii jurisdiction of the king. They were using that in the court, and the judge just threw them out. And then they had to go to court, and they were separate from me, but my barrister got them off. And I said to those guys, what did you use to get yourselves off? They couldn't answer me. I said, you used my citations, my barrister got you fellas off, and that's why he didn't want me to go in court, because I was going in there to shut them down. And the same way as Waitangi, I was going into Waitangi to shut the Governor-General down. They threw me out of Waitangi up in Titi Marae on the 4th of February, when the Governor-General usually visits our marae with all the chiefs. The head chief threw me out. And then when I got thrown out, I opened the native court up in the paddock by the popo, or the totem poles, or the memorials. The wooden memorials, opened them. Well, I was going to open it up anyway. And that won favour in the marae with the other chiefs on the floor. And they just voted the native court in, and that's what got it going. That's what got it going. And they mandated it, and now they support it. And that gave me a bit more clout on the Cook Street property to seize that one opposite Sky Tower, with enough clout behind me from the chiefs. Before, I was standing by myself with all the evidence and winning on my own, because I fight my own battles on my own. And it doesn't matter how I write. I can write any fashion I like. I make my own laws up, you see. I just use those laws from the King's laws and nothing else. I won't look at UCC because the Pope got rid of it. The Pope Francis destroyed all his laws. And if you're using it, you're a target. If you start using their laws, I can head them off in the native court and pull them in from any UCC law or canon law or courier law or civil law. I can take them out by myself without anybody, because if they don't answer to anything I say on a piece of paper, document, that's it. That's why I give 14 days notice on that native land block to answer, and if they don't answer, I just use that with the backing of the chiefs to knock them out. And that's what we're about to do. We're about to do that and make history quietly, without a fight. It's just going to be that document that'll do it. The same with you there. You've got everything I can see. You've got everything going, except to get those people off the land, or whoever you don't want on the land.
That's my next step.
Yeah.
I need you. You need me.
Yeah. I'll need you for your experience on native issues that go deeper for the planet, eh? For the planet. You have more connection to the planet than I would, because all my time has been commerce. All my time is engineering, commerce. So that's my field, is commerce and engineering and law, and the sea, law of the sea, and the admiral, and all that stuff. I've put my effort and time into, and you look after the planet. Okay, you're responsible for God's planet.
My DNA.
Yeah. For
John.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you. Do you know Caucasomesis?
No.
Do you omitted caucus of the Indian? Caucasomesis.
No, I don't.
Have you heard that one?
No, I don't.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with any of your laws. Only what I got from Martin Berger.
Okay. All right. Well, my law is with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's law.
Yeah.
That's my DNA.
Yeah.
You see, my law was subjugated, and they used my people to do it.
Yeah.
No wonder like that.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a few dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself. But, well, what I know, there's not many that know about this. There's only a few of us left.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a treasure on its own. That's worthy of knowledge.
Yeah.
I say knowledge is power, and power is knowledge.
Yeah. Raymond was supposed to be here this morning.
Oh, eh?
Raymond.
Yeah.
Raymond Faithful. He was supposed to be here this morning, but there's a big storm over there.
Okay.
I can't make it.
That's right. I was just chatting to him earlier before you. He gave me your Skype name, and he says, "Oh, it's the same as the email." So I put it in, and it went through, and that's how I managed to contact you. But I've been busy. That's why I haven't bothered to contact you, because I wanted to get this native court open. up at Waitangi, and it's open now, and they're running for it. They're going to start using it, but they still have to. I still have to go and authorize it with the seals of the king, the seal of the MOAI statue, the MOAI being a memorial like your memorials. So that was what the British took to England as their memorial, stolen memorial with every other memorial. So so I'm using that against them to take